Really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called in on this kind of board. Like, what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm gonna say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is gonna stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm gonna guarantee that's what he's gonna say. Very interesting though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there too. A lot of times the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
You wouldn't
I'm
be a
already
quiz.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open,
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak, welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K, I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so back up.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
But, all right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He could just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's for winning it.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we can't win. This is a pretty rough spot because damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol,
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR.
A $10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then we'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it. You
So that's cool
filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one.
Holy shit.
All right, we're back. It's the time for the Saturday Study Stream. You know the deal. Poker Coaching in the chat. Let's get it going right away because we're late as fuck.
That's all my fault. You know, them 1-3 streets humbled me last night. No, I'm kidding.
We were just laughing about
No,
that.
we were just like, I went and played live last night for the first time in forever. And let me say something real quick. I don't know how it's possible. I've been playing poker for a long fucking time. 1-3 has never changed. The players, the way it plays, it's just the same dog shit forever and the easiest shit of all time. So it's funny. So go play some 1-3 if you're bored, but it's slow and easy. Good luck.
Slow and easy.
Slow and easy.
We were talking about I haven't played live poker since COVID.
Since COVID? Yeah. I mean, I think I was out there last time you played live, right?
Yeah, I think it was the series before COVID. I think it's been 2 years, maybe 3 years that I played live. It's crazy.
Yeah, quite some time.
Time just flies, right?
Yeah, so
What?
funny, man. But shit doesn't change. You can always beat that limit for sure. What up, everybody? Good morning, Toe Army, Sixes Mafia. I just went up to Cleveland. Was opening of the new room last night. I will say my buddies that I went up with both got wrecked for like 8 fucking buy-ins in 3 hours, and I just made like 120 just sitting there chilling.
So I know. Win Lambo though. Win my Lambo. That's all I want to know.
Win your Lambo. $3.
Win Lambo. Yeah. Win Lambo.
Nice. Guys, if you don't know what's happening here, exclamation point PC in the chat. First of all, sign up for free. You get 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds and more, and homework assignments. Sign up for the premium. There's webinars. There's the poker coaching Discord, exclamation point Discord in Six's chat, exclamation point PC in my chat, PC Discord in my chat. There's lots of stuff going on there. There's 4 study groups a week. There's a Q&A with Sixes and I where we go deep. There's Louis Philippe, who is awesome at running his study group 3 days a week. There's Ask Me Anythings this month. We're having Mr. Tristan Wade. We had an AMA with Matt Affleck last month. We had Evan Jarvis the month before. We had Jonathan Little the month before that. So that's all free and good. There's giveaways. Check all that shit out, man. Sixes, tell them how this works.
Go ahead and drop poker coaching in my chat. Go ahead and drop poker coaching in Toe's chat. We'll draw a winner from each channel, and you'll get $5 from Toe right away and from me eventually, which I'll probably juice on it every time.
There you go.
Yep, that's just
you guys
the truth.
tell us what you would do. We'll see what the contestant would do. We'll see what the coach would do. We'll see what we would do. We all get better together.
What's up, boys?
It's a good gig.
Yeah, it's fun. So go ahead and do that, and we'll look for a quiz.
You just want to do Matt Affleck at the top?
Wait a minute. If you say Matt Affleck at the top, that means one thing.
Yeah, there's enough for Rosin here that we haven't done.
Piss. Hell yeah, this Bellagio 10K 5 diamond looks cool.
Just want to do the first one, 5-6?
Yeah, that all. Yeah. I couldn't see that. Yeah, we could do the top one.
Cool.
Oh, I couldn't see the hand. I was like, what the fuck? Cool. Tennessee is beautiful. Oh yeah, Tennessee is beautiful. I hear that a lot. What's up, Ohio's finest?
Didn't see the channel where we ask Tristan a question. It's in there, man. The thread's in there. The post's in there. It's in there. You know how to find threads?
What's up, B-Web? How you doing, bro? I'm sorry.
If you bring up Discord here, and you look at the very top bar here, you can click the threads. And then these are in the hand history room, so go to general chat.
What's up, man?
Click on the threads. There's Tristan Wade's AMA right there.
I'm just gonna fucking start sending the 5s right now.
From last week? The hardest thing for me about $75, especially when it's ACR, is I have to kill my PIO scripts, and that freaks me out. That's the worst part.
Away from this computer and never log on ACR. Yeah, after the study stream, I'm off this thing.
In the wind.
Gone.
All right, let's roll it.
Let's do it.
Caleb and
man. Shit. Draining Ohio's Fine is bringing it out.
We got 2 legends right at the gate.
He's gonna grief my shit. So congratulations over there in Toe Army.
Ooh, $5 for Caleb.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Journey. Carry me. Hoggers, let's go, my boy.
All right, let's play this shit.
Let's do it. Get right into it.
All right, in today's hand, we have the 5-6 of clubs. We're in the low jack, 100 big blinds deep. We open it up. Big blind calls, competent. Still like early on in the tournament, younger player seems to know what he's doing. Comes 5-3 deuce, 2 spades, and the big blind leads out for like 40% of the pot. Should we fold, call, raise to 3,000, or raise to 4,500?
It's kind of interesting. What are we doing with 5-6?
5-6 here. Mac quiz. Is it really quiet, guys? Is the sound volume really quiet? It's always really quiet.
Yeah,
man.
It's the video.
Yeah, it's the video. His quizzes are fucking always like this. Nonetheless, what are you doing?
Get your shit together.
Calling, raising. I think it's just calling. Draining, where we at? I couldn't hear a word he said. My bad, man.
You have 5-6, you open, he donk it into you. What do you do?
I'll mute myself next time. I'll mute so you could just hear all his quality. And maybe I'll cut my mic down a little. All right.
Lots of calls in mine. We got 1 to 4,500. Call. Okay, it says fuck this lead. But doesn't feel like bloating the pot with a marginal hand. Not good in position. He's calling.
They can have better 5x in their range, I would think. Okay.
Sure.
So Journey is just calling.
So is Caitlin.
I'm not sure if we need to use this as a raise versus a dunk lead. We do just get to realize equity. It doesn't need a ton of protection. Yeah, I'm probably just always calling here. I would have some raising in my range. I don't know if I'm raising this combo with the gut shot as well for a little bit of protection, where we can just call and realize the equity in position. So I don't need to raise. He's still going to have some 2-pair he may do this with, or some very high equity hands. So yeah, for me, I'd probably just call.
Yeah, this
I don't know if we make it 3K or something and then get ripped on. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a weird spot.
Ripped on is a lot. He would never rip.
Would raise a hand like ace 5, you know, where like I'm getting
shit. This is in the way.
Value from a bunch of worse 5x, but here we're kind of in a weird spot. We have a really good hand, but I'd like 6 to set. I don't really want to get 100 bigs in. I guess I'm calling with this kicker. I guess I'm calling.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I find a lot of dunk leads on board. I mean, raising dunk leads. But I don't know if this kind of board and configuration needs to do so when we have a top pair and a gut shot. Feels pretty safe where we can realize equity and he can still bluff with worse hands. So yeah, I'm probably just calling.
And also, like, this is a competent player. He's supposed to lead here a lot on this board, I think.
The player transfer.
So, cool. Let's find out.
Go.
This is a spot we're going to be pretty cautious because we're at a pretty big nut disadvantage.
Nut disadvantage
the big
as well.
line has all the ace-4 offs. They probably should fold 6-4 offsuit preflop, but I'm going to go out there and say most people actually call 6-4 offsuit preflop. I think people nowadays call the big blind way too wide. So I think they have 6-4 offsuit. They're going to have like 5-3 suited, 3 deuce suited, 5 deuce suited. Tons of 4x, like suited 4x straight draws, suited 6x. Like their range has a lot of equity. And if we start raising and narrowing their range even more, like they still have like pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, pocket 7s. Like we're gonna like strengthen their range a lot. So like I don't think like a hand like Jacks wants to like raise into a range like that. A lot of our ranging range is gonna be built around like ace 4. We'll raise like some ace 4 here. Maybe like pocket 6s is a decent raise. We have more equity there. We also block the 6-4 combos. You know, we can block some flush draws a little bit, but mostly just playing a lot of call here. I thought this hand would be like a pretty nice hand to raise, but actually this hand is just a pure call. And part of the reason I think it's a pure call is it's a really good bluff catcher going on later streets because we block 5-3, we block 5 deuce, we block 6-4, we block pocket 5s. So that's like one thing that's going on. 2, it also gives us board coverage. So when the 4 peels off, we don't really have 6x. We have pocket 6s, ace 6, and like 5-6. So like having this in our calling range is really nice. You know, and yeah, so this is just a pure call. As you get shallower stacked, like this hand will raise more because it has enough equity to just get it in. But here, also like when we raise and then they call, like we're just gonna be up against a better 5 a lot. So I think calling makes a lot of sense. This deep stacked, you're gonna play a little more cautious, a little more polarized, and you raise your range here. You're not gonna like linearly raise like 10s that often here. Like you're just not that incentivized this deep. So. Yeah, so we call, I raised here, which ends up being a mistake here. You could like make some arguments that it's not a mistake because of villains aren't going to like, we should get probably re-raised here a decent amount because of the nut advantage that the big blind has. They should make it like 7,500, 800. Like this guy could put me in the blender right now. So maybe this raise is slightly better because they're not going to put us into the blender as much. But yeah.
Into the blender.
We make it 3K. Call. 5 of hearts. This player checks. Should we check? Bet 3,000, bet 6,000, or bet 9,000?
All right. Bet check. Pretty good. Pretty good spot. What are we doing now?
Cool. Now I wait a minute. I didn't see what happened. in chat, somebody got snap banned. Thank you, Journey. Okay.
The hammer for
Come over
breakfast?
here.
What the hell?
The hammer, yeah.
Too early for that shit.
I know, right? What the fuck? It must have been a bot.
He dunked lad, then he checked on the 5. Oh, we also checked raised. We raised the donk. Got called. 5 turn.
Yep.
Checks to the aggressor.
Yep. 22 bigs out there, 8,600 in the pot. What size do we like here?
Ace 4 with the ace of spades raises for sure, Monkey May.
Why do I always get the quiz where I get?
Oh, no, wait. We have a straight with ace 4. Do we raise ace 4 if we get led into?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Well, especially this deep. Like, we want to stack these fools. Especially if they have 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. You want to catch any, like, you know, troll that plays pocket 6s.
The nuts.
See what I did there? 6K for, like, almost everybody. There's some 3Ks out there, too. We wouldn't open ace 4.
3K for the Carter. Journey is going 6K over there. So it's going to like 7% pot or something, 60-ish % pot. Small bet and hope for a 6 of spades. Real hopeful. Just want to go small and allow all the straight draws and flush draws to realize max equity. Huh? Okay. So Drenning is going 6. Yeah, we were 100 big blinds effective.
Did I miss Caleb? There's a lot of chat going on here. Oh, there he is. Feels like our range wants to check this card, but he bet 6K.
Yeah, I think I would go 6K as well. I mean, I think this deep effective. We can still get called by. There are worse combos. There's a lot of 4X, flush draws. Don't think I ever want to check here. Sure, we're going to be up against some better 5X. But I just feel like there's a lot of flush draws, straight draws we can get value from. Do we ever go smaller to not condense his range by going 6? Do we fold out some of the flush draws and straight draws by going that size and just condense him, having better 5s and stuff? No, I still think I would go large, like to charge all those stuff. So for me, I would go 6.
Yeah, and we're deep, right? We want to start to.
We're really deep. I mean, there's 22 bigs.
There is a possibility he's got a better 5, but I'm not too concerned about that. It's only one in the deck. Matt's wondering if we overbet. Villain still has full houses and straights in his range, though, so he's not sure.
No, I don't think we go that polar on when the card board pairing and when the flush gets there and the like board pairs. I don't think we ever really overbet too much. We still use big bets, so I would think we would go like 60-ish here personally.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to go small.
Yeah. I mean, we can't really be that polar here, can we? Because he's going to have more 5X in his range overall, given the ranges. So I don't think we can really go 9 too often. So I would just go 6. So let's see what.
I'm not sure, man. I got Joel in my head. We were talking about overbets a lot this week in Team Toe, and we were looking at a bunch of spots where I wasn't normally doing overbets on the turn. So this may be one of those spots. I got to look at that more, man.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Maybe ace 5 though. I don't know about 5-6.
Yeah, might be better 5s.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me too.
Yeah.
All right, we're going 6. That's what Caleb's doing.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I can see this size.
Obviously, we have a really good hand. We're going to bet this hand pretty much
over
always.
condense the range by going this size.
The question you need to ask here is, so this is going to be a bet sizing lesson. So how often does the big blinds range contain like nuts? And when I say nuts, I just mean like really, really strong hands here. So like here would be like straights, full houses, and like 5X. How often do they have those hands? I'd say quite often. I think they have like every 5 that like ended up lead is never folding the flop. They still could be slow playing 6-4, ace 4. You know, they could still have like 5-3, 5 deuce, pocket 3s, pocket deuces. Like definitely have some things going on here. So that's like one thing. So when like the nut ratio is very high, your bet sizing needs to go down. So we can ask the same thing for our range. How often do we have the nuts here? Not very often. We don't have a 5 very often. We don't have straights that often because we only have suited combos. We don't even have 6-4 suited. So both of those things means like we need to size down here. And so I think betting 3,000 is probably the best option. I think betting 6,000 is really good too, and then betting 9,000 I think is out of the question because we can't really bet that large here when the net ratios are really high. So,
Answer that question.
I bet 3,000. I could go 4,500. Up to like maybe 6K is the highest, like 2/3 maybe is like the highest here, but I don't think you want to go any larger than here because of how often this player has really strong hands. Like, if I bet 6,000, this player calls, like, I'm not that happy because like I could just be up against 9-5 and stuff. Like, we're not gonna win the pot. Like, we're gonna win the pot enough, but like we want to keep in hands like pocket nines, pocket tens, that type of stuff. So I bet 3,000. Our opponent folds and win kind of a cool, interesting pot here. I learned a lot from this researching this hand.
18 points, and he makes a lot of sense. Good points there about like our bet sizing. Like I kind of crossed my mind, like, are we over condensing our range, his continuing range by over betting and stuff? Like, what the fuck is gonna call? Like in this spot that's worse, tens and stuff are probably just folding, and like he says, and so yeah, he makes a lot of very good points, and he thinks the smaller bet just keeps his range wider when he has a lot of nuts in his range. So cool. We got a 18.
We got an 18 too.
Ruh-roh.
Mm-hmm.
Ruh-roh. Hey, what's up, Buckeyes? How you doing, bro?
We got to flip. Who's calling it?
Journey and call the shit. Right now, Tennessee's finest. Tennessee's finest, call it. Tails. Uh-oh. The sweat. I don't have it up on your stream.
Oh, Tails, you won.
Tails. Yeah, I didn't have it up.
I was waiting for you to see it.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to get it up. Let's go. Good
Nice
job,
hand, guys. This was
dude.
fun. I actually
Way
learned a
to
little bit
flip.
about this one too. This was an interesting, really interesting. And I like when we do these things like, it's random 5-6, and then it turns into a really interesting spot that pick up some tidbits.
Dog jelly. Snap.
Oh, wait, I'm not ready.
Oh shit, my bad. Well done, my dude. Journey.
Dog jelly.
You already know. You just hit me up
Ready.
as a reminder. What's up, Tweezer Re-Raise? Long time no see, friend. Hope everything's been going well. Crane Gaming, just send me your ACR. I'm never gonna gift you a sub because I just get too caught up and boomed out. So I'll send you ACR since I have.
What do we do if they donk lead again? Let me just call, right? But like, how often does that happen where they donk lead, we raise, and then they donk lead again? Like, I just don't think that happens very much.
I ain't forgot.
What up, Tweezer?
Those are streaming in. I think we go straight to the next quiz as well.
You want to do them again? Same thing?
Oh, the next one, the 5 diamond.
Let's do 1608. We'll do Jonathan, and then we'll go back to Matt, and then we'll do Jonathan again. We'll mix it up.
That's fine.
Cool. 1608.
So 1608, 9-7 of clubs, the backs.
The backs? Is that the backs?
Johnny Backs. It used to be known as the Johnny Backs game.
Oh.
9-7.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. I don't know what else to say.
That's all you got to say. I didn't know
Yep,
that before.
I know all that.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's bad. 1608 it is. While we have you guys, also a quick reminder of the AMA. Ask me anything we're going to be doing in the Discord this Saturday. No, I'm sorry, Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? No,
It's
Wednesday.
not,
I'm sorry.
I know it's not
Wednesday
Saturday.
at 5.
Right.
Wednesday at 5, I know. I'm sorry. Boomed out.
I think it is Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday at 5 p.m.
5
We're going to
Eastern.
have Tristan Wade in there. It'll be fun, man. He's been crushing it. He had a crazy good series, so it's going to be nice to have him on, ask him a bunch of poker-related questions, find out about his journey. Excited for that.
No pray, and that's your $5.
I got to let me get my Discord. I think it's closed out.
That was a card they could do it on, though. I just think that's like such an uncommon
I think
line.
this link is old. I think this link is dead. Yeah.
I would just call, but I'm not like well studied in.
Let me continue.
Donk lead, raise, call, donk lead. I just think that line is so rare.
Yeah, somebody dunk led into me.
Yes, 5
in a
p.m.
cash game, and I
New
just
York
bombed
time.
it and didn't jam turn. And he's like, I got to fold an overpair. Sure, buddy. Here. All right, I'm ready to roll it.
Me too.
All right, cool.
Monkey may I? All the legends coming in.
Well. Over aggressive fish. She's got Jackson in the house.
And the legendary fish.
I had when he was in our Jackson was in the Discord.
Yeah, he had to
when we were the study group.
He get crazy.
Yeah, the hangout. He had no shirt on. My wife was like, "Is there somebody with no fucking shirt on in there? What's going on?"
I told you, he comes in fucking baller style. Half naked.
Oh, this guy.
Yelling at his girl.
So
Baby
funny.
crying.
All right, let's do it. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's go.
All right, 9-7.
Here we have 9-7 suited in the small blind. It's pretty nice. Facing a loose, aggressive raise from the cutoff and a splashy call from the button. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 6,200, or re-raise to 8,800?
Oh, shit. 9-7 suited. What are we doing? JL's video is infinitely louder than Matt Affleck's.
Yes. Well. Who's getting nasty here? Somebody gonna try something? Snake is flat. Let's kick it up a notch.
Call.
88.
Squozin for Matt. Call.
Somebody out there is itching to 3-bet this.
Matt,
somebody
the
is
Hawk.
squeezing.
The Hawk
Somebody really wants to do it. Somebody really wants to do it. I can tell. Let's see who wants to do it. I want to.
Brain Gaming thinking, do we even fucking play this thing? Multi-way? Aggressively folds, says Adam. You son of a...
Nint chat fold. Over aggressive fish flatting.
JL must have a better mic or something. He's
flat.
much richer than Matt.
When they say flat.
Kep says call. Out of position.
That's calling.
Most likely 4 ways, I would argue, Kep. Because Big Blind's always going to call when you call, right?
Since the title says premium handmade, I'm going 6.2. In real life, I fold. Folds.
He might fold here too. Don't get fooled. Sometimes he calls in the game and it's a full
and then he
free.
scores it lower. Yeah, and then he says, I looked this up and it's a full frequency fold or something, but I called and it's wrong, you know?
I should.
So that happens.
Because I know what I'm doing. I want to see if I am cray. What are you doing here, Sixes?
Dude, this dude, the cutoff has 23 bigs. I don't think we're squeeze getting it in here at this stack depth. So, call. Like I don't really love squeezing for 23 here with no relevant blockers and just 9-7 feels just like so loose. So yeah, probably just flicking it for 60 effective with the other 2 stacks.
It's a full frequency fold on the charts that I got. I would fold this in game 2 myself.
I think 9-8. What is it? A bottom is 9.
I mean, there's slivers of like 8-9 and 6-7. The suited connectors. Slivers.
Okay, cool. I'm baited by the title and I'm not folding because we're quizzing. It's not my money.
Do you find yourself playing this in game normally? I feel like this is a spot you pass on.
Better. Like I don't think I'm folding 10-8 like ever.
Okay.
9-10. 9-7 would be splashy.
9-10,
but I'm not gonna say if there's not somebody super loose in something like the crazy eights, or there's situations where I'm gonna recognize the guy is just dog shit in the cutoff and he's just real splashy and loose.
Both these guys are loose and splashy according to the
time. Like there's tournaments in like the crazy eights where guys like we're super deep and like I'm gonna flat and they're just gonna make massive mistakes. I think it's like reasonable in those kind of situations, but
you can make up some of the equity that way.
But at the same time, like
the only argument here is that, and you're out of position here, which negates some of your skill advantage.
Oh, of course. Let's see if JL takes that and like just say this is always a call for me, or he says I called but it's a mistake. I'm kind of curious. Over aggressive fish is
what is
flatting.
doing?
And to be fair, I think a lot of people would, and I think
coverage.
This is the kind of thing where we're all sitting here doing a quiz and it's not our money, right? So a lot of us who even say call are probably even folding in game at a higher frequency.
I could see this being one of those combos of hands that people might be overplaying sometimes.
You think
so? It's connected, it's suited.
Oh, I mean, in the 1-3 game, this.
Yeah, so it's like a beer goggles hand, right? Like she looks good at the club, but then you take her home, and it's not that great.
Bro, the games that the game that I was the 1-3 I was playing in last night, this would get called for 12, like by everybody at the. Yeah,
5x
like
open,
just like,
8 calls.
They don't give a fuck. Just torch money by calling that. So yeah, good point. All right, let's
go. The fucking WSOP regulated site is like that. I just started playing back on there lately, and I'll tell you, man, there'll be a limp, all ISO 6x, and still get 5 callers. It's incredible. Raising a 3-bet, you're going 4 ways. It's crazy. Baby. It's crazy. All right, we're calling. That's what Monkey May is doing.
Done it.
This seems like a pretty easy spot to call to me. If we were all playing about 18,000 deep or 20,000 deep, going all in could be reasonable if you think this player's opening way too wide. I discussed this way back in my first poker book about how if you have a lot of fold equity, you can shove very wide, and some hands that do reasonably when get called are suited connectors. So these are pretty good hands to shove, and they're going to play kind of poorly out of position. So if we were all 20,000 deep, we could go all in. That said, we're not all 20,000 deep. We're all, well, everybody else is pretty deep, so shoving is out of the question. So should we fold? Not really. This hand flops well enough, and we're getting pretty good odds, and the big blind's probably not going to re-raise all that often. Should we re-raise? No, because if we make it 6,200, we're going to be giving both players very good odds to call, right? And given they're both loose and splashy, they're probably both going to call, and then we have 9 high out of position, which is not good. If we make it 8,800, we'll get more fold equity pre-flop. But then if the cutoff does decide to go all in for 20,000 total, which they will do with any decently strong hand, then we have to put in 12 to win 40. So we have to call it off with the 9-7 suited, which is also not really what we want. So in this scenario, really the only option is to call. See the flop 3 ways, and we flop the trips. That's lucky. Should we check? Bet 2,200, bet 4,400, or bet 6,600.
All right. Flopping trips. Is he advocating that we donk here? Is that what's going on?
He's questioning if we donk.
Cool. So questioning, yeah. Questioning you for donking. I was right the first time. Yeah, 100.
Dale must have been drinking when he made this. 9-7 suited from the small blind like a boss. Everybody in my chat checking with the intention of check raising.
Check. Flat. Roper man. Check. Over aggressive flat. I think most people would fold in game. I do too, man. Buckeye's right. That's not going to be the right answer, but 100 big blinds deep under your telling I might call and recognize fish. Yeah, for sure, man. Check. Let them make mistakes. Don't. Yeah, so 0 leads over here.
0. It's all check.
Okay, cool.
Tino is leading. Sorry.
Ah, there it is.
I had to call him out. There was one.
There it is.
There's one.
Cool. I mean, nope.
Right,
just
ready?
nope. Yep, just nope.
Just don't lead.
Just checking. Yep.
The 2 people. You get 0 bluffs.
So there are certainly times to consider leading when you flop a very strong hand, but
shit?
I do not think this is one of them. From the small blind, we should not have a whole lot of nut hands here. Yeah, we have like maybe 10-7 suited, 9-7 suited, 8-7 suited, 7-6 suited. We probably don't want to be leading 8-7 suited because this is super nuts. We have pocket 8s as well. We don't want to lead that either. So there really aren't a ton of hands we want to lead. Also, this is a spot where the cutoff and the button both have a lot of 7s in their ranges. I mean, roughly the same number as me, right? So it's not like I have all the 7s and they have none. Whereas it would be a little bit different if I called from the big blind, because then I'd have 7-6 offsuit, whereas from the small blind I don't have 7-6 offsuit. Or if we were against an under the gun raiser who should not have very many 7s, then this is a spot where we could at least consider leading because we have the range, or we have the nut advantage, right? In this spot though, I think it makes no sense to lead because it's very easy for these players to bet frequently, given they're both loose and splashy. And, we're kind of shallow stacked already to the point that I don't really care about building the pot. And I don't really have to fear going check, check, check a lot of the time. This would be very different if we were against like a weak, straightforward, under the gun player. In that scenario, maybe it does make some sense to lead, but not here. I think checking is the only play that makes sense. If we are going to lead, we want to lead medium, like 4,400. If we lead for 2,200, whatever the opponents have is going to be getting really good odds to call. And if we lead bigger, like 6,600, then the cutoff, the loose splashy player just knows, or probably knows, I'm not going to fold all that often if they shove. You always want to give the illusion of fold equity in spots like this when you have a very, very nut hand. So if I am going to lead, it's going to be for about 4,400, but I'm not leading here, mainly because we're in the small blind against two ranges that should have a lot of sevens, even though I know that they probably don't have it this time. Anyway, loose splashy cutoff bets, button folds. Should we call, raise to 6,500, raise to 9,500, or go all in?
Interesting. Super interesting spot.
Check raise, check call. He's got SPR here, 7-10.
You get 10 points to check and 10 points to bet. By the way.
Damn, it's weird. You check raising small or nah? Calling easy flat Buckeye says.
9K for Buffalo Boy. Call for short stack, says Matt. Call.
All of it.
There's a mix. Jerome popping it.
It's funny when somebody says easy and then somebody else does something else completely different.
Jelly popping it.
6,500 for over against the fish. There it is. Jackson going 65.
There's a lot of
Jeremy
9.5
call
in my chat.
Damn, 6 of what he has left is practically all of it.
Just a ton of 9.5s in my chat.
How is that a thing? I mean, when I see 9.5 and we make it like 6,500 more, and he has 15,000 in his
It's
stack.
2/3 of his stack. Like, you might as well jam if you're gonna go 9.5. Read the room.
Does that do anything different?
If you raise, it's gotta be 6,500 or jam.
Does his range change? You know what I'm saying?
Between what?
If you jam it or if you go 65?
No, he's not going to flat. He's going to jam. It's like effectively all in, right?
I don't know.
You're breaking at 9. He's only got 1,500 behind, or 15,000 behind.
Yeah, it's weird. So I see a bunch of calls, mostly Carter's going 65, Jackson's going 65, and I seen a jam. So we're going to go 65. That's what Jackson's doing. I mean, if I'm check raising, how do we not just check jam? You know, given this, but I don't know. Calling seems pretty reasonable as hit here as well. He may just decide we don't need a lot of protection. Like, I'm going with it. Is there going to be any scare cards for him? He wasn't in the back seat. He was in the middle betting here. So I think his range is a little bit stronger, because if he's betting in the back seat, I think his range will be much looser, right? So he did initiate the action and c-bet here. So there may be bad turn cards for us. So, I don't know.
It's a weird spot, man. If we were deeper at it, 100% 3-bet.
Yeah, like the SPR
raise,
anytime. 6,500 could be the best check raise size. I mean, and then I don't know.
It would really suck for this check, and then it come down with a weird card, or call this, it comes down with an awkward card on the turn, check, and then it comes down another awkward card on the
jamming
river.
We need a decisive bet here in the middle. Just want to kind of jam, but feels really strong.
6,500 or call for me.
If he's loose and splash, let him keep going. Call. All right. Well, Jackson's going 6,500, and
we're calling. I believe Monkey May I said he was calling.
Yep. All right. We're going 65. Genius.
This is a spot where we have a few viable options. Calling is definitely fine if you think the loose, splashy cutoffs range is very, very weak. If it is very, very weak, then we want to call because we want to keep them in because they're drawing thin or dead, right? Like, if you know this player is going to raise all sorts of nonsense and then bet all sorts of nonsense into two players on the flop, then, definitely call because they're going to have, ace high and king, queen and stuff like that. If you think they're going to be a little bit more reasonable where they're raising a regular range and they're going to only bet with their pretty good made hands and draws, In that case, you should be way more inclined to raise because if they have a draw, you don't really care if they fold or put more money in the pot. And if they have a pretty good made hand like an overpair or an 8, then you also want to just get money in the pot because they're not going to fold. This is a spot where if you look at the GTO strategy, it is often to min raise. You typically want to min raise when you're out of position, shallow stacked in spots like this on paired boards where you have a lot of nut hands. And you want to be min raising with your premium hands, like all the 7s. Even some hands like an 8 may be good enough to get it in. It's a little bit convoluted because it's a multi-way spot, so maybe that makes the cutoffs range tighter than if it was a heads-up pot, right? Because they're not going to bet everything on this flop. Whereas if we're heads up, they may bet with a wider flop range. So an 8 is better, right? But we definitely want to raise with our 7s small, and we also want to raise with our premium draws that are going to call off against the shove. That's going to be like ace-high flush draws, 10-9 of hearts, jack-9 of hearts, stuff like that. It's like really good draws. And then we want to raise with some junky draws too. What are some junky draws here? Stuff like random diamonds, ace-x of diamonds. I think that could be reasonable. We could check raise with stuff like 5-4 suited if we have it. 6-4 suited if we have it. We probably don't want to check min raise 6-5 and 10-9 because those, if they get shoved on, are kind of getting roughly a break-even price to call. So we'd rather call with those, I think. That said, I could certainly be convinced check raise 10-9 and don't fold it. We also may want to check raise just random garbage like queen jack of clubs every once in a while. Queen jack of diamonds, I think, is definitely fine to check raise too. You have to be a little bit careful check raising like jack 10 of diamonds. Jack 10 in general, because Jack 10 actually has pretty good equity when you get shoved on, because the opponent's going to have some draws in their range as well. So you got to realize we have to put in, if we check min raise, we have to put in, well, I'll show you that I do go ahead and check min raise here. We would then have to put in, 12 more to try to win 40. So are we good, 30-ish% of the time? I mean, Jack 10's actually probably good about that often. Essentially, you don't want to be check raising hands that are getting roughly the break-even price to call. You either want to check raise hands that are really good, like our 7, or hands that have very good equity, like 10-9 of hearts, or hands that have an easy fold. And in this spot, if you think about my pre-flop range, there really aren't a ton of those that have good equity that would have to fold. So you probably want to use all of them, right? If we were in the big blind, notice I would have hands like 10-7 offsuit and 5-4 offsuit, right? So we'd have a much wider range of like clear hands that can check min raise and then fold to a shove, but not in this spot. So anyway, I do go for the check min raise. You may want to check shove all in sometimes if you can just look and tell this player has a very good hand. Like if you just know their range is very strong, or if you can look and tell they have the nuts, then you just want to check shove and just get them to call all in immediately. You don't really want to check raise like 9,500 because when you check raise to 9,500, now this player knows they have no fold equity. Whereas here, they may at least think they have some. Anyway, they shove all in. Should we fold or should we call?
They shoved all in? What are we thinking about here? Is there something to think about?
I mean, you got balance.
Balance. Snap folding to the jam, Buckeye says. Whoa. Sheesh. Over-aggressive fishes folds.
Lies.
Just playing.
All
April
lies.
Fool's is over. Nope.
Get
you know
the
what?
fuck
You can't
out of here.
over-aggressive fish. You know what's unfortunate? Because you said fold first and then you heard me laugh. So
Yep.
I think you changed your answer because I laughed.
That's right.
So you said fold first and you can't
You're
change
fucked.
it. Yeah. You got to fold. No. No just playing. No just playing. Well, he actually jammed, he said. I'm snapping before he can say I'm all
I
in.
don't give a fuck.
All right, cool.
Sometimes you just gotta lose like a fucking man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta nut up and lose.
I mean, he's going to just fast play.
He's gonna have combo
at
draws
this
and things
point.
here. One thing that stood out to me here is that Jonathan is check raising here much wider than I am multi-way specifically. Like the queen jack of diamonds, I probably find, heads up or whatever, but like multi-way, I do that far less.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like he does.
Well, to the player in the back seat, it makes a lot more sense, right? The player in the middle, I think, has a stronger, more condensed range when they decide to bet on some of these boards, especially if they decide to go larger. Most population is not going to be fucking around too often, in my opinion. So, I mean, when he does this and comes back over the top, he could just said, all right, well, whatever. If he has me beat, I have aces, kings, queens, jacks, or something like that. Whatever, I'm running it, right? So yeah, I mean, we're just never, ever folding. So snap.
Yep.
All right, cool.
This is a trivially easy call. We have the nuts. Like I said, when we structure our range intelligently here, we're going to be very polarized to either premium made hands, like a 7, or any made hand we're check raising, like even if we check raise 9-8, we're calling it off here. So we're calling it off with all of our made hands, we're calling it off with all of our premium draws that have good equity, and we're folding all of our junky draws that have bad equity. Opponent has queens. You know, I don't hate their play. It's a pretty nasty spot. In this scenario, when they do shove, they get it all in ahead against draws, and they get it all in ahead against some 8s if I have them, and they make me fold out equity with the random gut shots and whatnot. So tough spot for the opponent, and I think they are just going broke here.
I mean, I don't know if we check raise
spot for queens.
Any draw to 6,500, can we fold? The answer
Draw?
is no. He said junky draws folding. Dude, if you check raise a draw to, like, I guess a gut shot without a 4-5 or something like that, if you decided to check raise that, I guess. Yeah. All right, cool.
I mean, if you have of diamonds, you're folding, right?
Yeah.
The one of the hands he
that feels really bad. Yeah, true. So we have we switched it.
Did you really?
Yeah. We did too.
He lies. Look at that face. He's lying.
No, we switched it. He got that 65. He got that 6,500 check raise that you guys didn't get. That's what it was.
Don't believe you.
Nobody got that check raise. He said
floor.
Well done, my
Call
dude.
the floor.
Congratulations.
They eat this. Got a 7 on the turn, and that fucked you.
Yeah, it was the check raise. He nailed the check raise.
It's interesting because I said I would check raise like 100% if I was
heads
if
up.
we were deeper, and it says you can still do it. You just go uber small. So
Oh, I forgot to hit.
feels good, man.
Now you lose and win some, you lose some. Let's see. All right, cool. Good job, my dude. You know where to find me.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
The yee genius. All right, cool. New keyword. You want to take it? You got something in mind?
Nah.
GG. 6 toes.
Ready. 6 toes it is.
Oh,
So now we're going to do that second Affleck.
Yes. Uh-oh, we 2-0 today. Ruh-roh. Get the steamroller.
I mean, we've been whooping them for weeks. They're due.
Whooping them for weeks. Come on now.
We got to give them the pity win one of these times.
All right, yeah, we'll do
this is the
16,
this is the GodsBigToe charity stream.
Here it is.
Slinging shit today. I woke up ornery, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't get home till late. I'm pretty tired right now. Do this. All right.
Yeah, Fridays are generally like 18-hour days for me in general, so I'm always burnt on Saturdays.
Yeah.
All right, ready to roll it.
Yep.
Tino in the house. Good luck, Tino.
Name to chat. Welcome.
Balls.
And good luck. Carry us. Keep the streak going, my friend. Good luck. Good luck.
Get him, Tino. Get him.
We're going to do 16-10, this Ace King O in the Bellagio 10K 5 diamond. Let's do it. I'll let you know after.
All right, in this hand,
win this.
we have Ace King.
Just win, Rocky. Win.
The Bellagio $10,000 5 diamond WPT. Boom. LoJack's gonna make it 2.5x 1,000. Folds us on the button here with Ace King. Should we fold, call,
Yes.
re-raise to 2,500, or re-raise to 3,500?
The fuck? 25 or 35. Make it quick.
Jackson, you know to whisper me if you won. You've been here way too many times. If you win here, name to chat, you win $5. Just whisper me and I'll ship it. I actually have ACR open for the. Yeah, it's actually open right now, and I've been sending money.
What?
Look at this shit. Yeah, it's wild. My computer's about to fucking blow up.
You need a new one anyway. This time. Lots of 35s coming to the chat right now. A couple 25s out there.
35, and name to chat 25, 35 for the Jack 9 4 flop. You already know. I was just talking about that with a friend.
35.
125, and that's our contestant.
What?
Ruh-roh Shaggy.
125. What?
100 bigs deep, 2.5x. It's 2.5x. Poker Shaman says, I never 3-bet less than 3 or 3.5x.
That's a problem.
That's probably that's not good. Keep his worst.
We just saw a 3-bet in the last quiz. It was like 2.1 or something.
Yep.
100 bigs deep.
Even more reason to make it bigger is 100 big blinds deep. Cool. So name the chat is going 2.5x here.
Tina going 3,500.
So?
Somewhere between 2,500 and 3,500. I mean, we're deep, so sizing up is fine. You know, standard would be like 2,500 in position, I think. But we're deep, so 3,500 is cool.
I tend to be like closer to 3.5 here, deeper, but I could see like if we're shallower, 2.5 on the button in position. Yeah, it's kind of standard, but being so deep, I feel like I would just go 3.5 for sure.
Yeah,
35 for sure. Honestly, I don't know at 100, like going 2.5, 3.5. He still calls with all the worst ace X and king X you want him to. Especially in cash and shit. I mean, tournaments as well. People will call with not folding ace jack, ace 10 off and shit. Yeah. So, all right, let's do it. 3.5.
Cool. We're doing 35.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're going 25.
We're going 2.25. Yeah, I'm going 25. All right. Picks.
I think I'm fine with either call or 3,500.
We picked 25,
I don't
and it
think
wasn't
people
good.
Realize that, like, even in like
it couldn't have been a goose.
You flat ace king offsuit here 30-40% of the time.
Not a goose.
And so, like, calling is definitely a play. The reason we're flatting this deep is, one, we're deep stacked and we don't have a suited hand. So when you're deep stacked, you really want to 3-bet more with suited. So I would always 3-bet ace king suited here. Two, it's kind of nice to keep in like dominated ace X hands. So like if we 3-bet here, we're gonna fold out like ace 10 off, ace 9 off if they're open it. We're gonna fold out like ace 7 suited, ace 8 suited. Like ace 6 suited, if we 3-bet here, probably are going to fold out. Versus that shallower stack, so his hands probably call. So keeping in those dominated hands is good. Obviously, we're never folding, and I don't like making it 2,500. I think it's too small. So call 3,500, both fine. I don't care which one you do here. You can base it off of like who's in the big blind, who's in the small blind, who's the opener, and then make your adjustments that way. Big blind comes along as well. 10-6-3, 2 clubs. Low jack bets 1,000. Should we fold, call, or raise to 3,500?
Oh shit!
A Dunkley?
He flatted in game.
Well. Excuse me?
He flatted in game. Right?
Oh, he did flat in game because there's 36. What the fuck? Matt flat this?
He said he was mixing.
Attention. Yeah, he did. He flatted. All right. Interesting. Was anybody in chat flatting this shit?
Fuck
Wait,
no.
we 3-bet. We did not 3-bet. We mixed flat here, dude. We flatted.
did mix flat here.
Poker shot, I'm a nit, but I Dr. Bob, I mixed flat. You mixed flat and what else? Fold?
Call the chat. Nobody folding.
Oh, mixed flat and 3-bet. Okay. I see. You scared me for a second, my dude. Oh, pre. On this flop, you ever fold with this? Who's fold? I mean, pre, please call.
Everybody calling.
Hate these spots. Usually flat, though. Some raises player dependent. Okay. Name the chat is just calling the 1K.
Everybody calling.
Calling about your pill. Yep.
You call him? I'm calling. Everyone call.
Hell yeah. I mean, it meets MDF.
We're under wraps.
We have a club. We have 2 overs. It meets, like, our price is too good. We need some of, like, this is our best ace high hand. This is just the easiest call of all time, at least. So, yeah, we just, like, never, ever fold.
Easiest call of all time.
Dude, like the MDF. Yep. Here. What aces would be, but. All right, hitting the button.
Affleck, hold a 5. All right.
Call. Never folding.
I don't think folding is in the cards here with a club. If we had ace king no club, folding maybe then becomes a semi-reasonable option here. But yeah, no folding at all here. I think calling is clearly the best answer. The problem with raising here is, like, we're just gonna narrow their range to, like, a lot more likely that they have the ace of clubs once they call. So, like, being deep stacked here, like, you really want to be more concerned about having the ace of clubs versus shallow stacked. Like, it doesn't matter as much. Also, too, like, this player's going to bet with, like, queen of clubs jack. We really don't want to fold that hand out when we have the king of clubs in our hand. So, I mean, raising's not, like, a horrendous option here at all if you want to make it 3,500. But we still do have a player left to act. We're not too worried about the big blinds range here. But yeah, I think calling is a pretty safely, like, we just have the best hand. We don't need to fold out ace queen off, ace jack. So I'd rather raise more polarized here than this. So, call. Big blind comes along too, which is a little concerning. 7 of clubs. Check. Should we check? Bet 2,000, bet 4,000, or bet 6,000?
Ooh, big blind coming along as well. Spicy.
What now? Yeah. 10K I buy. I wanted to change my answers to full to the money. Max time bang, get the floor called. Just hover till the money. Do we have any fold equity? Any fold equity at all? Of course, always.
Maybe we should take up that collection and buy Matt a new mic. I'm down.
You actually talk to Matt so much, you could easily just subtly say something like, bro, we do your quizzes all the time, and your sound is so goddamn low. Check. DC doorknob going 4K. Free 19% equities. Only Keller are going 4Ks. Make the big blind announce.
Check. Tina going 4. 4 for pernicious.
But I usually check here
4 for
because
Caleb.
scared money.
Check for beats. Check for Fiji. Cap says check. I don't think we can get it any better to fold, and I want to realize without putting another chip in.
I checked because what big blind have here? Million in the bank, got a dollar store. All right. Name to chat is checking.
Going 4K for Tino.
Tino's going 4K?
Yep.
I'm not reopening the Asher 4, 5, 8, 9 random 2-pair combos to be sag to get check raise. Sure, we're blocking some flush combos, but the big blind can just have Jack 4 flush. Ridiculous as hell. Like 5, 8 of clubs or something like that. 2-pair 8, 9, 4, 5, 10, 7, 10, 6, 6, 7. Just check and realize, right?
Yeah, I want to get to the river.
If I open, like, yeah, you might be able to make a 6-3. You might be able to make some hands that just, or in these configurations, fold. You could just fold. But if they ever, like, you can get check raised, I don't know. I would just.
I mean, we can't be dead here, but we could certainly be fucking crushed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I'm just when they come along, I'm not gonna turn this into a bluff. Let's just realize, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't know. I mean, maybe JL gets spicy and does something. I got a feeling he does for some reason.
Doesn't matter what JL does. What does Matt do?
I mean, not Matt. I mean, Matt. That's what I meant.
Fuck
Matt.
JL.
Matt, well,
he's
definitely
playing 9-7 suited.
Yeah. JL would probably back this, wouldn't he? No.
Oh no, marginally he's gonna do. I think you want to realize.
We all want to realize that one here. Let's go ahead. Check. Please.
Oh wait, we're going 4K. That's what Tino's doing.
We have to check, please.
Close close, tough spot here.
8 points for 4K.
Like, this is a really hard
Really?
spot to solve because it's so deep in three ways. Like, this would probably take.
Said it would take 2 days to run.
Full day to run, something like that. So I'm going off like principles that I know that we play more at like 40, 50 big blinds or something. But I think it's close between like check, and bet. I think check is the best play here for a couple of reasons. One, like this hand doesn't it's hard to get a lot of better hands to fold. Like a lot of the pairs like 7-8, 9-8, like 10-9, 10-8, 8-6, like they're gonna have pairs plus gutters and stuff. Two, we can keep in hands like ace queen of diamonds, ace jack, king queen. Like we keep in hands, and also like we don't necessarily want to bet here and strengthen the ranges too much. We kind of want the ranges to be wide with this hand, so when a club does roll off, it's a lot more likely that our king of clubs is good. Like, you don't really want to bet your middling clubs here, because if you bet, like, let's say you have, let's take a better hand even, like ace jack with the jack of clubs. I think if we check here, like, it's a pretty good chance if we hit a club like that, the jack of clubs can be good. But if we bet and get called, it's actually a worse chance that the jack of clubs is good, because we've strengthened the player's range since they called the bet. It's more likely they're going to have a stronger club than the jack of clubs. So, like the ace of clubs is for sure more likely a bet here than the king of clubs. And then like the lower to middling clubs, like this king of clubs gets really close. The key here is, like, I don't like really big bets, so I think bet 6,000 is the worst option. I think bet 4,000 is probably the best of the bets, and bet 2,000 is also fine. And the reason is that, like, we don't want to strengthen the ranges too much, so we want to kind of keep ranges wide, keep bet sizes in a pretty reasonable fashion.
Makes sense.
So I did check. I think that's fine. Queen of clubs on the river, and it checks to us. Should we check? Bet 3,500, bet 5,500, or bet 7,500.
We get there. Damn, it makes a lot of sense. So we're just always betting there with the ace of clubs on the turn. Makes a lot more sense. And he wants to just
and
still
you block
use the big
more than
sizing, but not too
continues
much.
too, right?
For sure. Yeah. But even mixing probably with the king of clubs, that's pretty interesting to me. I would not bet this hand probably ever. And just bet the ace of clubs at some frequency. 35 for name the chat, 55 for DC Nornab.
Tell us how quick you can hit click. I'm sorry.
How much value can we get? We can bet for value now a third.
My mic is too good. Way better than Matt's. Sorry.
Bet the small amount, 2Ks. 2K is not even a thing, but once you go 2K, get calls from worse. 35 for value, Buckeyes.
Oh boy. Just call. Just call. Talk your mouse. Play by super. Blah blah blah. 5.5. 3,500 for Kep. Second flush. 55. It says praying. 35. 35s and 55s. Everybody.
Yeah.
Possibly checks against the clubs. We did not bet our turn, right? So it's not likely that he's just going to check the nuts on the river.
This is too likely to just check back on river. And yeah.
He wants to get called by like the jack of clubs.
Unless they have a read, you're going to be stabbing rivers and stuff like that, or maybe they don't know any better and just check anyway and try to trap. But
overbet for Presty, 55 for Beats. Overbet for Marlin. Overbet for Monkey May.
Machine gun. All right, we're going 35 here for name to chat.
I mean, we're talking the jack clubs, the nine of clubs for the most part. Makes me want to go 35, and then the other side of the coin is we don't usually bet too small, opening the action on the river. Makes me want to go 55. Never overbetting. We can't ever get called, especially multi-way. We don't have any overbets multi-way, so it's 35 or 55.
And overbetting without the nuts in this spot, 55 every time for me.
I don't think anyone's got the ace of clubs, but I also think when we overbet, we can't get called by anything. It's like you have no value target. And again, like we don't overbet multi-way generally. So
But even then, it's like
55 gets called by a jack. Sure, 55.
It feels like when we overbet in these spots, we just start making even like the 9 of clubs and 8 of clubs and stuff indifferent. Whereas in these spots when we're in the backseat, these players could just still find a call here. So I'm probably just always going 55. I don't think the jack of clubs is like ever folding to 55s. Ever 35 is going to be inelastic. The calling ranges, I feel like, between 35 and 55, but I don't know. It's 55 for me all day, every day.
Yeah, I agree.
35
what
here
did,
for the chat, though.
Shit, I lost it in the chat. Let me see. This is Tino. 55 for Tino. All
right. Let's do it.
I think checking is clearly not an option. I gave that a 0. I think bet 5,500 is like pretty good, solid answer. Like betting around 80%, 90% pot. If you want to go 66, I think that's fine. I don't think we get an overbet here because like the big blind overcalling can still have a decent amount of ace of clubs. The low jack probably doesn't have much ace of clubs. So like how large you size your bet is dependent on how often you think they have the ace of clubs. And so depending on who the big blind is, like you might be able to size up more. But yeah, I think going like 80%, somewhere around there, pot is like a pretty safe answer, and never going to be a mistake. You want to bet large enough, you want to get value, but you also don't want to strengthen the calling ranges too much. If this is a heads-up pot, we get to go larger, but because there's a three-way pot, we have to control our bet sizes. We're up against two people that are going to be having the ace of clubs potentially. So, yeah, bet 5,500 I think is the best answer, which is I bet 35. I think it's fine. Like this is the second best answer I said, but I think it's a little small. I think I could probably bet a little bit bigger, and I got 2 folds here. So, all right.
They didn't have shit anyway.
What would you do if it got raised?
It's a 10K 5 diamond.
God. I mean, I just don't think you get raised very often again, so there's that, but I don't know what raises a bluff. Like a jack is never turning their hand into a bluff. An 8 of clubs is never turning their hand into a bluff. Queen's never, I mean, it's never a fucking bluff. It's a bluff. There's no bluffs.
And I mean, just fold, move on with your life, and not tell a goddamn it's a 10K, it's a big spot. I don't know. It's like, is this guy capable of getting nasty and bluffing? Especially when you use the big size as well, and you still get just if you went real small, if you use like if you went 2K and you went a size that was too small and get raised, you have to snap if you made a mistake. But we have a 33. It feels like we took
38. Did really good, Tino. Well done. Well done.
Well, piss. Well done. Name the chat. Thanks for playing. It's all good. We did well. We have some 10s in there. And some close spots, you know. Definitely 3-bet bigger pre. We definitely don't want to be 2.5x too often when we're 100 big blinds deep there. So just go a little bit bigger on that 3-bet, and you're golden. Get more value on the river. Fucking Sam calls.
Thanks for hanging out, Buffalo Boy. I appreciate you.
I don't play these, so I don't.
You don't overbet, Julius, because like you're betting for value and nothing to call. All right, 1607 for the last one of the day.
Yes, sir.
All right, we need a keyword.
Last one, Cat Jam.
Cat
Jam. I gotta see it. Get your Cat Jams in chat for the last quiz of the day. Ooh. And you said we were gonna do the 1607. Yeah, that's right. Give you guys a second to get in there. Throw this on the screen while we wait. Come hang out with us, answering questions. I want you guys to ask them some non-poker related type questions. They really like that kind of stuff. It ain't all got to be poker related. Ask these guys.
He's talking about the AMA, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see it. I had it on my screen. Oops. I just wiggled the shit and it closed everything. Wiggle. Come back. All right.
Hey, good luck, Al. On the podium of a PKO right now with no bounties. That's funny.
Feels so bad.
I busted 11th in a PKO yesterday. Still made money, but no bounties.
Hopeless Meta's in there. Welcome. All right, fantastic. I'm ready to roll when you are.
I'm ready to roll.
Like 4 or 5 people.
To beats. Damn, we got all the heat today.
What up, Pill?
We fired hard at the Mafia today.
Let's see if you guys can tie it up. We're 2-1 right now. All right, Queen Jack O in the 5K. A premium made hand is the clue, huh? All right, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Here we have Queen Jack offsuit, fresh off bluffing off a lot of chips. We are in the hijack seat. Should we fold, call, raise to 1,600, or raise to 2,400?
All right, guys. Anybody folding Queen Jack?
Big blind, 100,
do we just min-raise and move on?
100. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Carter's going 16. There's some 100 big stacks, a wreck, splashy overvalues, a kid. 16, 16, 16, 16. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be just a
min-raise and move on. No reason to size up. We're 30 bigs deep.
Yeah, it's 30 bigs deep, in the hijack, in your opening range. Don't be scared. 1,600. Let's go.
This is a situation where I'm going to be raising the Queen Jack most of the time from the hijack seat. From the earlier positions like low Jack under the gun +1, I don't hate a fold. If you told me you wanted to fold, I'd say sure. But from the hijack seat, I'm pretty much always raising the Queen Jack offsuit. And I think a min raise is the best play in this scenario as we start getting kind of shallow. I go 2.4 big blinds or so, which I also think is fine. I don't have a problem with this. But I think you probably just want to go a little bit smaller as you start to get down to 30 big blinds or so. But it's not that big of a deal. Kid on the button calls, recreational player in the big blind calls. We see a flop of King 10-9. We have the nuts. Recreational player in the big blind leads. It's not really expected. If they check the flop, by the way, we would definitely bet. Anyway, they lead. Should we fold? Actually, we're not folding. Should we call? Raise to 4,500? Raise to 7,500? Or go all in?
Kev did get yelled for folding this under the gun yesterday. He got sent straight to Nits Anonymous.
Nits Anonymous group. Our meetings.
What are we doing? With the rec bets into 2 people into our nuts. Call for beats. Jerome raising. Call for Dennis.
Raise to protect raises. Don't let them set price set. 75. Jam. Oh shit. How much is out there? So you
call for more. There's like every option out there right now.
Call for value, CAC W.
Every option's out there.
I know. I see a lot. I don't see a 45. I see 75 and all in. And a call.
45. I got call. I got 75. I got rage rip it.
What do you have the most?
Looks like 75.
Rec is kind of leading a draw. Like, yes. Gosh.
75 for no scope. Welcome to the stream.
Rec is really leading a draw. He has like King 8. Ooh, Dr. Bob is just saying call. Oh, it does say he's a wreck. In that case, raise to 7.5K, mostly raising and a few calls. I
know what I'm doing.
What are you guys doing on your end? Pill is just calling.
Beats calling.
Beats calling as well?
Yep.
Toe?
Never calling.
Nope.
Fuck no. This guy made a mistake. He bet into 2 people. We got the nizzies. Like, this is always going to be flush draw or king that thinks they need protection.
King Jack.
Scared of turn cards. Like, all that shit's calling to raise. I'd go 75. I don't think we click it. It's too draw heavy. I go 75.
45 is kind of interesting.
I mean,
I
in real
never
life, I would go probably 6, but
yeah, 75 feels fucking huge, doesn't it? Like what's going to be in there? It's just like the easiest
I
part.
don't know that we want to clip this wet ass board.
You don't die.
Who dat?
I never
No scope,
use
thank you for
the
the call.
45. I never use. I would be more like in the 6, 5, 6 or somewhere in there.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
where I'd be.
like 5, 9 or 6 or something like that, right? Like, so the 7 feels a little bit big, but at the same time, the range of hands, he's gonna dunk out on a King 10 9 board, the King 10s, the King Jack, the King Queen, the Queen 10, just all those type of hands, and the player behind can like have a piece. Let's just race. Like, all right, 7-5 for me, but let's see. Pill's calling.
Beats calling.
I would call with a diamond, but no diamond. Give me out. All right, let's do it.
Some people look at the spot and think that we want to raise because we really don't want to get outdrawn by the various draws available. And I certainly do agree that the recreational player could easily have 2 pair or a flush draw in the scenario. However, recreational player can also just have some total nonsense like ace jack that's drawing very thin, or a king, like king 3 suited that decides to lead for no good reason. And for that reason, I think we just want to call. The only time you really want to raise here is if you are very sure that
5K.
the
Disagree,
big
Mr.
blind
Jonathan.
has a hand like a king and will not fold it to a raise, but will be really cautious if you call and
gonna run this
you get perhaps a non-ideal turn. Like some people here, they'll lead a hand like king 3, and if you raise, they'll just rip their stack in, which is clearly a bad play, but it's what some people do. Whereas if you call and the turn's any diamond, queen, jack, medium card, really anything, they'll check and then check call or check and even check fold. So if your opponent's especially insane on the flop, then I definitely think it is viable to raise. If you are going to raise, you want to go to about 3 times the opponent's bet when they use a regular bet size. But when the opponent goes so small here, you can usually go a little bit bigger. You can size it up to like 7,500. But I'm basically never raising here because I really, really, really want to keep this player in the pot. And also, if I call, the player on the button may also have a good hand. Like say the player on the button has, I don't know, king, queen, or 10-9. If it goes bet raise, like king, queen, and 10-9 should both probably just find a tight fold. Whereas if it goes bet call, now king, queen, and 10-9 are really, really happy. So I like slow playing here. Typically when you have a hand that is really, really strong and not all that susceptible to being outdrawn, you typically want to call. I realize we are kind of susceptible to being outdrawn here, but not really. Probably not as much as some people may think. Turn is the king. Now we lose to the full houses. Look what we did. Big blind checks. Should we check, bet 3,500, bet 7,000, or bet 10,500?
What are you doing in this weird ass spot?
Everybody said call, well played. I think it's very viable, man. Good job, everybody, all the people that's calling.
Boom.
I find that the recreational players that do this shit in the games that I play stab and have decided that they're never folding. So I don't know.
Okay.
Like he said, there are people, a lot of people that play that style, the maniacs that bet enough equity and said, fuck this.
I don't think a recreational is just leading here with ace jack. I think that is stretchy as hell. Why would he lead ace jack here? Makes no sense.
What now though? Pill's going 10-5. The bigness.
Beats going 7.
The bigness. 7 for Beats.
Tino checking. 7. 3,500. 3,500. 3,500.
7 for.
We have every option but 10-5 at the moment.
Man. 7-7 for Armor Flight Risk. A lot of 7s. Name the track going 3.5. Pill going 10. The only one of the crew here.
We got one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. What are you doing, Dr. Bob? 7? Okay. Hopeless Meta is going 7.
This wreck is dog water. Beats has been hanging out in your stream too long. I can hear you in here.
7K. Well, he can spot dog water when he sees it. I mean, what can we say?
Fair.
I can't. I mean, shit. A lot of 7s over here. In DC, also another 10.5. Okay.
Can we check back here? Sure. Just click it. Just click the button. It's easy. Tap your hand on the table. Easy. You have all options. That's no limit hold'em.
All right.
7K for Pete's.
Yeah, we're going 10 here. That feels like
never
the
10. That's half our stack.
Yeah, it feels like Yee of the challenge already when I still see 10.
I guess I'm 7 because 3 is fucking small as balls.
But 3 also sets up a 1 SPR on the river. It doesn't feel like it does, but it still sets up a 1. 7 is like, kind of like, do we lose? Probably 7.
When we bet 7, we saw like 15 bigs behind. It's not quite as awkward as.
No, we have like 8, 7.
10.
Give me up. 7, 14. There will be 24. The SPR's gonna be even worse, but yeah.
Never folding. You can't get bluffed if you don't fold. Fair.
I don't know. I'm feeling 7 as well. Mostly 7, right? All right, 7 it is. We're going to go 10.5, though, because that's what you're doing. I think I'm going to go 7.
If you hit your full house, are you betting from the big line? I mean, probably not. It's tough to get called. You own the board. Like, the draws start to fold.
Yeah, so it's like... All right, 10.5. Let's see. We got 2 people doing that here. I don't love it, but let's see if JL thinks it's a thing.
All right. We're going 7.
So we still have the best hand by a mile. And at this point, we can easily get called by a king, which may or may not check. Kings often bet. Or a 10 or a 9, right? 10 or 9 will definitely check. If our opponent did lead a hand like Queen 10 or Ace 10, he's definitely going to check call turn if we don't bet too big. So this is a spot where I think the play is to go for a small size. Also, the nice thing about a small size of 3,500 is that we give the opponent every possible opportunity to do something dumb. Like if they do have Ace Jack, they may decide to check shove all in, where if we bet small, whereas if we bet big, like 10,500, they're just never going to bluff us. Notice that's like half our stack, right? So in this scenario, something I like to do is always do my best to give the illusion of fold equity when I have the nuts or an effective nut hand. So this is a spot where I think I like a small bet of about 3,500. I also don't hate 10,000, but I think 10,000 starts to like really put pressure on the opponent. And I would hate for my opponent to fold out a hand like a 9 or a 10 at this point. And I do think that will happen sometimes if you start going bigger like 7,000. In reality, the right size is probably something like 5,000. 3,500 probably leaves a little bit of money on the table. But this time, the opponent check raises.
I thought this shit was over.
All right. Should we fold? Should we call? Or should we go all in?
You want to know something funny? I just realized I never sent the tweet.
Me either.
I never tweeted that we went live.
Yeah. You'll have that. It's all right. Fuck it. The true ones are here. That's all
we go small. We get raised. Lots all ins in my chat. All ins in my chat.
Bro, we got a fucking 1 for going 10-5.
You didn't get goosed.
So I told you, I knew it was over. When I seen the 10-5, I was like, well, we fucking lost. You can't go 10-5. Jam gets shown King 9, throw something, call him an idiot in chat. Jeez. Yeah, I can't say I haven't done that though. Idiot may be the polite thing. Saved your tourney. So you're shit, name the chat is folding. He says.
What?
He says saved your tourney. Folds. All in and cry.
Everybody went all in my chat. There isn't a single one. Everybody jammed. The whole world jammed.
All in. Snap decided already earlier. I just paid a rack off here.
King 10, King 9, 9s, and 10s. Prestige.
I mean, if you're calling here, you're calling rivers, so might as well shove. Aegon's making points. He out here spitting. I mean, you got 20 bigs left for like 4th nuts. Got a jam versus the rack. Rex don't typically love the slow play. Thank you for that follow, man.
Part of me thinks jamming fine, you get the king, but like, part of me wants to call, man.
Yeah, Pill's going all in.
I want to keep him wide, and we're getting it on the river. Like,
I'm never calling. Put the fucking money in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because I mean, the other side of wanting him to call is when we call, he no longer knows he has a range he can bluff off. There may be situations where if it's a diamond and he has king 3, he might get scared and not put in.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, he's committed to almost putting all of it in no matter what, even if we call out of position. But
Yeah.
how
And
can
if
we
he
ever
checks,
fold?
we can.
Then we're in position.
Yeah, we can either jam or I guess check back.
He's never.
At some
How can
random
he ever
crazy
fold, dude? When we put this in, is he never can fold. I would just put the money in and not think too fucking much about it. But I mean, because I feel like he's kind of committed here.
Yeah.
But not
a lot of King X.
like but at the same time we're like in position and like he's just stuck anyway, and we're never folding no matter what.
Yeah.
But where there'll be a situation where he doesn't follow through, like I don't know. I just
Maybe.
put the money in.
Okay.
Jam 100%.
Everyone in my chat.
Even
one
if
got
you
6
call
on
here, the money is probably getting on the river, so it really doesn't matter. That's what I kind of feel like why I put it in almost every time here. So, but let's see
Just in
if
case
they
it's got
also-
any folds. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Dude, I have put it in these spots a few times and people have folded for dust. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you know. Terry, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that follow as well. So we are going to.
That's
Phil's going all in and crying at the same time. I would be going all in and putting my book bag in on at the same time, and maybe I'm yee. So, but let's do it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about busting. I'm just worried about not letting him fold. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah,
All right, let's do
I'm
it.
not worried about busting, but yeah.
I'm not saying all in is bad. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's do it.
It's always unnerving when your opponent has a stack that could realistically shove you all in, and then they check raise small instead. Usually this is a sign of a very strong hand. So what is a strong hand on King 10-9 King? That makes logical sense. You got to think the full houses don't really need to check raise because I'm drawing dead against a full house with my entire range, right? So they really want to keep me in that case. So this is a spot where I think you can kind of discount the hands like full houses because those would check call. So given they would probably not check raise the full houses, that makes this a strong hand but a lesser hand. So what is a strong but lesser hand in this spot? Well, that's going to be a whole lot of King X and a whole lot of straights, which I don't care about, right? So I beat the King X and I chop with the straights. So this is a spot where I think we have a pretty easy all in. You may say, well, if your opponent's a recreational player, they could just not know any better and check raise a hand like pocket nines or king 9 because they're afraid of not getting full value. And sure, that could be true. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the player showed up with the full house here. What happens to a lot of people is they elect to not go all in here. They just call or fold, and then they figure out a way to fold on the river, or they pay them off anyway, and then they happen to be beat. Or they shove and they happen to be beat. And they're like, oh, the shoving was terrible because they're only doing that with the nuts. And I do agree the opponent's probably only doing this with pretty strong hands, but I think in this scenario we are in fine shape against that strong hand range. Also, every once in a while the opponent's going to be doing this with a weird draw. And the thing is, like, even a hand like any flush draw or ace-jack, I don't really care if those fold for an extra 9,000 chips or whatever it'll be. So I think we have a pretty easy all-in. Also, if we do call and the opponent does happen to have, like, king 3, if the river is a bad card, like jack of diamonds, queen of diamonds, etc., the opponent will then perhaps even check fold, even for the last 10,000. So this is a spot where I think we have a pretty easy all-in, knowing we're getting called by every hand that beats us, but at the same time getting called by a lot of king X as well. Opponent does call. They do have the king X. This was a very poorly played hand by the opponent. Opponent should have checked the flop for sure. Check flop. If I bet and this player calls, the king 8 can actually fold. And if this player checks, I bet this player folds. And this king 8 has a call, check call flop. Probably just check call turn, check call river because in this spot I have a lot of nut hands. So very poorly played by the opponent, and it works out great for me.
Water. Boom. What did I say? King 8. I am the greatest. Well played, Yee. We have a 31.
37 for the
turn.
beats. We tied them.
You guys got 31 as well?
No, I got 38. Well, we tied you 2 for 2. We got 37.
Yeah. Well played. We'll play it on the comeback.
They tried to smoke us early.
Toe Army. Obviously, mad respect over there. Good job, everybody. And that was fun. Yeah, that was an interesting quiz. That guy really played the hand poorly, as JL stated, and we crushed it. Let's see. Yeah, that's it.
That's it,
No
guys. I'm
loss.
starting to fill the chat with links here. Make sure you give my main man Crazy Six as a follow if you want to see this one or anyone we've done in the past with all the guests. I know we've been short on guests lately. That's because we've been putting them on the PC Discord. So if you want to get the guest thing, you can ask me anything. We've been putting them there. We've had a bunch of them there month after month. So make sure you're doing that. Exclamation point PC Discord in my chat. Exclamation point Discord and Six chat for that. What else?
Guys,
Sixes?
the Thursday study sessions have been fantastic, guys. We've been going really in depth, running a lot of Pio hands. We've been doing some hand history reviews in our Q&A session. It's kind of like this, where we're asking and communicating about the hands, but we're asking a lot of questions. We go very deep in the reviews and situations, and I think we're all getting better from that in that group. There's a lot of talent in there, and we do that every Thursday at noon Eastern in the Poker Coaching Discord as well. So we're always trying to put in work and provide value to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it and tell your friends about us. So that Thursday session is Thursday at noon Eastern. And I'll put another link to the Discord. It's been growing and a lot of people have been getting a lot of value out of it. And we're sharing a lot of hands. We use the solver. It's just not our fucking opinion on spots. So we're all getting better from it, man.
Hang on a second for the follow. All right, guys. You want to throw the host over to DD?
Yeah. I'm just showing them in chat where it's at real quick in the study groups. Yeah. So
if you miss any of the study sessions, well, the ones we do or the ones that Luis
you
does,
can get a sample of it.
We put out a replay. And you can watch the
replays
replay video.
So yeah, we have replays in here of all the study sessions as well. So if you're interested in even getting a
same with the AMA
idea of what it's like, you can just fucking check out the replays. Like, nope, not for me, or yeah, I would like to be there. You know, so
or watch the replay if you can't make it. Ask a question in the tournament chat room or the cash game chat room, and we'll get to it. We'll just look at the video and get to it. So, yep.
Cool. Thank you guys. Who did you say to drop the host to, my friend?
DD. Dramatic.
Oh, Dramatic DJ's out there. Hell yeah. Sure. Shout out. Dramatic D. Oh, shout out.
I started raid. You got 10 seconds to wrap it up. Sixes. Say goodbye.
All right, peace. All right, peace out, guys.